Wote tusimame. Gavana hapo.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable MCAs, the boards present, the distinguished employees of the Kisii County, good afternoon. We are privileged today that you've invited us here to present to you the report that we've done. But before I even go to that direction, I wanted to introduce the team who are with me today. They've known Kisii as home for the last 3 months, for some of them. I have with me Catherine Mwangi, who was at the time of the inception of this report, she was the Vice Chair of the Council and also the Chair of the HR Committee, Lobbying and Advocacy. With me also, I have Fred Karani, Head of Operations at the Institute. I also have Dennis, who is a liaison officer at the Institute, and 3 consultants out of the 7 who are involved in this, who are also present. They are tagged. Maybe if you can stand and wave. Your Excellency, the Institute of Human Resource Management is a professional body of HR practitioners in Kenya, and it's anchored in Act of Parliament 52 of 2012. Interest mainly is to streamline the HR professionals and also support our members and different institutions in terms of streamlining their own HR issues. Now, when we talk about HR, it's not just about those who are practicing, but the human capital at large. How are we managing it, and what are the different structures? So I invite you all to visit our website to get to know more about the Institute. We are also a state corporation under the Ministry of Public Service. We have about 17,000 members, out of which are certified consultants who are leading this exercise through the consultancy wing of the Institute. Your Excellency, we have the report for the executive ready. We will present to you, and I'm glad you mentioned that you will be presenting next week through your cabinet. And I'll also go through just the highlights on what the report contains as a whole. At this point, if you not open until after I finish reading the highlights of the report. Thank you.
Wote tusimame. Gavana anapokea ripoti kamili kutoka Human Resource kuhusu county audit. Piga makofi tafadhali. Piga makofi. Gavana anapokea ripoti hiyo kamili kutoka kwa Human Resource audit. Sasa CEO anafungulia gavana kuhakikisha kwa ripoti iko ndani. Tunaomba kama nichukue box alafu gavana wabebe juu hiyo report kwa picha. Haya, naomba tuangalie kamera. Your Excellency, Deputy pia tuangalie kamera. Report, naomba tuinue juu kwa Your Excellency. Kwa heshima kabisa. Hiyo makofi tafadhali. Report ambayo imeshughuliwa kwa muda mrefu sasa imefika. Gavana anaichukua, weka ndani, anaifunga. Sasa ameamua kuketi naye. Sasa nikaribishe. Ameamua ikae karibu naye na deputy gavana. Usije tukarusha mwingine ndani ama tukageuza tutoe karatasi ndani. Sasa madam, unaweza endelea.
Excellency to read through the 2Rs which led to that report. We received a letter of engagement 4th October 2022 from Mr. Patrick Lumumba, at the time County Secretary. The overall objective of this audit was to assess the adequacy and the effectiveness of the management control framework that supports human resource management at the Kisii County government. The audit was county government-wide in scope and focused on compliance with the relevant policies, directives, and guidance pertaining to human resource management, as well as the controls in place to ensure that human resource management activities are actively supported, monitored, and reported as guided by the following term of reference. And they read as follows: carry out head count of all staff in the county payroll and align them with the existing records, determine the suitability of all job holders, determine whether the staff deployment matches academic, professional, skills and experience, make recommendations on staff redeployment and placement to align with departmental needs, staff qualification, and training for future reference. Establish skills inventory based on staff qualifications and trainings for future reference. Establish number of officers who have failed to be captured during the exercise. Determine number of officers on study leave together with their proper documentations. Recommend designation of match employee skills. And lastly, any other request as per the appointing authority. Your Excellency, based on those TORs which I've read out, as the Institute, we have established the following. There is fraud of overpayment whereby 32 employees with variance of their job grades in appointment letters versus payslip. This was computing to about 8.5 million per year. There employees, about 120 who are on active probation. I'm just reading the summary, I'm sure you get the rest. We have about 25 employees who are on permanent probation, again as per our findings. We've also established through this exercise, out of the 147 employees who have the PWD certificate, 100 of them are not valid. Through our audit, we have about 270 employees with relatives, and the reason we're bringing this out, Your Excellency, there is nothing wrong in hiring relatives at the Kisii County, but there is risk when there is responsibility involved. So we need to ensure that their positions does not conflict decision making. Through this exercise, we've also established we have about 270 employees without personal numbers and that means they are being paid outside the IPPD system. Between June and October, through allowances which are against a circular issued by the Ministry of Public Service 1st September 2022, referenced MP, SG, SCA, and SP 2-2-7 in bracket 122, which directed on how allowances should be paid. Your Excellency, between June and October, the county lost about 48.7 million through those irregular allowances to individuals, through rental and special house allowances, which were against the circular that I've just mentioned. Your Excellency, you've indicated in your speech that you have some departments that you would love to have more staff because of the need of the county. We've noted through this process that the Agriculture Department, there is serious deficit in the number of specialists, and there is need to deploy more. In the Health Department of the county, they should develop and sync the provision as per the WHO ratio of medical specialists against population, which is 1 doctor to the ratio of 1,000 population. Your Excellency, we have employees ranging between 56 and 60 years bracket who are making up about 403. What this means that in less than 4 years, they will be proceeding for retirement, and there is need to put clear succession planning in place to ensure that that gap is covered. In that statistics, the Health Department is the one that is most affected, with 122 employees who are expected to retire in the next 4 years. This is followed by education and the agriculture sector with 66 and 63 respectively. Your Excellency, through the payroll, and again the data we collected, the county is purported to have about 5,696 employees, out of which 2,427 are male, while 3,269 are female. We've established through this audit that the county has sponsored employees for further studies, and the minute they finish their studies, they leave for greener pastures. There is need to put in place other enhancing incentives so that the county can get back its incentives on how the investment was made as they furthered their education. Your Excellency, between the year 2013 and 2021, 46 employees left the county government, 45 through retirement, and 1 through death. Notably, these employees, they still appear in the payroll for October 2022. So, as we were doing the audit between 2013 and 2021, 46 employees left the county government, 45 through retirement, 1 through death. But the same individuals still appear in the payroll for October 2022. Your Excellency, the county has about 30 employees who are currently on study leave, and they're summarized as below. 27 of those are on permanent and pensionable, 5 are on probation, and 3 are on leave. Your Excellency, reports on directors. The county currently has 44 directors. 16 of those have questionable administrative issues, which the length of that administrative issues you will be able to find in the report we've presented. Your Excellency, and all protocols observed, at this point, I also would like to mention that we also did the verification of certificates through NEC. Given the nature of this report, as it touches on individuals and the sensitivity of it, we are leaving it with the governor so that he can pick it up with those who are involved and the respective authorities. Your Excellency, as we did this audit, it's also important to note as you recall, I mentioned one of our tasks was also to do head counts, and we've gone over and beyond to ensure that anyone who was in the payroll, which we also audited, has shown up and completed. We have copies of the files, duplicates as per the ones with the HR department, and that has helped us with this verification. Your Excellency, the county government of Kisii, through the head count exercise, it has been established that we have 1,314 ghost workers that did not show up for the exercise. It's also important to note that as we looked through the files, between 2019 and 2022, total financial impact for the wrongful promotions amounts, just between January to October 2022, about 4.5 million. And we recommend as follows. Karen has already been spoken about. employees who have benefited to be surcharged, officers who approved the irregular promotions to be disciplined, develop performance management framework. Your Excellency, as we close on this, there was a sharp increase in wage bill between 2021 and 2022 financial year compared to 2020-2021, and that amounts to over 600 million compared to the actual as per the Controller of Budget approved budget. Your Excellency, as I conclude, and I say this is just a summary, executive summary, and each one of it is pointed to through the report that you will be presenting to your cabinet. And as an institute, you've clearly mentioned we are a government, we are not for profit, and ours is to see that we have systems that work, structures that work, and these are some of the few recommendations that we've made to the county government of Kisii. Number one, the economic stimulus package consolidated cases, which are about 906 staff. Their contracts are expiring in May 2023. We recommend that the county can get more funding for the ECD from the National Treasury as a strategic intervention. It is important to note also the county is still using the policy as developed by the Public Service Commission. There is need for the county to have its own customized HR manual as per their own needs. Your Excellency, there is need to develop and align the staff establishment and the structures so that the county gets its priority, and also have staff establishments whereby you know what you're spending on and where your priorities are. Your Excellency, as I close, I would like to take this opportunity to sincerely thank the employees who showed up to be counted, those who provided the support to us while we are here in Kisii, and for us, our only ask from you, Your Excellency, your cabinet, and the people of Kisii is ensure that this report is implemented. Thank you so much.